Everybody, it's Hussein Kabani, your favorite broker. Today, I want to talk to you a little bit about closing on a brand new condo. Really, I want to explain how the closing works. And if you're not aware, you technically have two closings when you purchase a brand new condominium. The way that it works is that most times, if you're going to be buying a condo apartment, you're going to probably buy something from a floor plan. You might look at a pretty little model in a sales office or something like that. And you're going to go ahead, sign this, and you're going to make your installment payments. The structure is going to be different depending on the builder. Some want 10%, some want 20%, some 15%. And the days that you have to make these payments is all going to be different. Typically, it's like 30, 90, 120, 180. 270. It could be out to even 2 years. Once you got all that sorted out, so the unit that you like, the payment structure for the deposit, and then you're going to basically be waiting. If it's a condo apartment, likely 3 to 4 years before this is built. If it's a condo townhouse, it's probably going to be a little bit sooner than that. But what ends up happening when they are building a condominium, any kind of condominium, what they're really doing is they're taking a piece of land, one piece of land, and they're adding in all of these units inside of that one piece of land. Whereas a freehold property or a subdivision, they would be taking this piece of land and they would be dividing that land up. So you would specifically have that piece of land, and that since that land is divided and that's what you're buying, you could easily close on it through a bank because that's its own individual piece. So that's why condo closing is completely different, because when you're buying into a condo corp, it's all one piece of land and then there's units inside of there. Now, what ends up happening is that when these units are built inside of this one piece of land, they basically need to get to a point of where they can actually register the condo before they can create something called a property identification number. So PINs is what they really want to create. So each property there will have a different PIN number. So if you have a condo unit, that will have a PIN number. You have a parking spot, that'll be a PIN number. You have a locker, there's going to be another PIN, okay? So everything has a property identification number, and that's essentially how you get a mortgage. But guess what happens? When they put up the building, they're going to have the first 5 floors ready to go. They're going to be empty, finished, everything is running in it, it's going to be empty. You think the builder is going to want to see that sit empty and not get any money in for it? No. So they come up with something called interim occupancy. So this is what happens. You didn't know this because you probably didn't read the whole contract when you signed up for it, but you're going to become a renter before you become an owner. So it's just going to work that way. So they have something called interim occupancy, okay? So what's going to happen there is that they're going to say your unit is completely ready and you're going to move into it. And while you're living in there, you're going to be paying rent. So you're going to be paying rent to the builder until the point of you're ready for your final closing. So that would be interim occupancy, which would be you have access to your unit and you're going to be paying rent to the builder. After that, once I believe it's 95% of the building that is actually completed, they can go into a process called registration. So they can actually register all these property identification numbers in the land registry system. See, when these PINs are actually registered, that's when a lender actually has something that they can hold as collateral. And that's when you can actually do your final closing. So when you have your PIN numbers, the bank can actually give you a mortgage against it. So that is when your bigger closing costs are going to come in. So you're going to have development fees, all types of maybe even utility hookup fees, and that's all going to hit you at that time over there. So just to recap, if you're buying a new condo construction, likely what's going to end up happening is you're going to have 2 closing dates. The first one is going to be considered interim occupancy, and essentially you're going to be renting from the builder. And I have to mention, there's no real timeline of this, okay? If they're building a 60-story building and you're on floor 5, I think it's going to take quite a bit of time, maybe a year and a half. I can't tell you that for sure. It's going to be different by every builder. But hey, if you're going to buy into something that has 8 floors and you're on the 3rd floor, I think it's going to close pretty quickly. So you won't be renting back from the builder that long. So it's all going to depend on the scale of the project. But essentially, you'll have interim occupancy. Once a building goes into registration and all these PINs are created, that's when a lender can actually give you a mortgage against those PIN numbers as collateral. All right, guys, hope you guys found this information valuable. I need you guys to help me out over here. I need you to like this video, share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I feel like we put out a lot of good information there for you guys, okay? Until next time, remember one thing, get Kabani, get sold.
Sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sold. Sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sold. Sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sold. Sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sold.